The dog's ears twitched, catching the faintest whisper of sound as it echoed across the vast emptiness of the Arctic landscape. Tail wagging tentatively, he ventured further into the swirling expanse of white, his keen eyes scanning for any sign of movement or life in this seemingly endless, frozen wilderness. As he continued his journey, the crisp crunch of his paws on the snow-covered ground became the soundtrack to his solitude. Each step, a testament to his courage and determination in the face of the unforgiving terrain. The wind seemed to moan a haunting melody, carrying with it the scent of ice and the promise of more solitude. But the dog pressed on, driven by an inner strength that refused to be deterred. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the glistening snow, the dog's silhouette became a stark reminder of his isolation against the backdrop of the fading light. Yet even in the deepening gloom, there was a strange beauty, a serenity that settled over the land as night fell. The stars emerged, transforming the inky sky into a celestial tapestry. The northern lights danced across the heavens, painting vibrant streaks of color that mirrored the dog's own spirit. Resilient and undaunted, with renewed vigor, he pressed forward, each stride echoing the beat of his resolute heart. As the first rays of dawn touched the horizon, the Arctic landscape was bathed in a soft, ethereal glow. The dog paused, raising his head to greet the day, his eyes reflecting the boundless hope that flickered within him. With the return of light came a surge of energy, a reminder that even in the harshest environments, life finds a way to endure and adapt. The dog continued his journey, now energized by the promise of a new day. His path led him across frozen ridges and through drifts of snow, each step a testament to his unwavering spirit. He navigated the treacherous terrain with ease, his body a symphony of strength and grace. In the distance, a faint sound reached the dog's keen ears, a distant echo that hinted at the possibility of companionship. Hope surged through him, propelling him forward with newfound determination. As he drew closer, the sound grew, transforming from a whisper to a beckoning call, promising an end to his solitude. At the edge of his vision, the dog spotted movement, a flicker of life against the monotonous white. His heart quickened as anticipation swelled within him. With each step, the figure came into clearer view, revealing a fellow canine, its presence a beacon of warmth and camaraderie in the frozen wasteland. Overcome with emotion, the dog barked, his voice echoing with the joy of reunion. The two dogs circled each other, their tails wagging in unison, sharing a moment of pure happiness. In that instant, the vast emptiness of the Arctic seemed to shrink, replaced by the comforting presence of a kindred spirit. Together, the dogs forged ahead, their companionship providing strength and solace. They ran side by side, their paws leaving fleeting imprints on the pristine snow, creating a shared narrative of resilience and unity in the heart of the frozen wilderness. As they journeyed onward, the dogs encountered frozen lakes, their surfaces as smooth and reflective as mirrors, offering glimpses of the boundless sky above. Each lake was a new challenge, testing their endurance and agility. Yet they pressed on, their spirits unyielding. They navigated treacherous ice formations, leaping over crevasses and bracing against the biting wind. The frozen landscape became a playground for their adventurous souls as they explored the hidden wonders tucked away in the Arctic's icy embrace. As the days turned into nights and the nights into days, the dogs continued their trek across the unending expanse of white. Their journey was a testament to the indomitable spirit that resided within them, refusing to be subdued by the harsh realities of their environment. Throughout their travels, the dogs discovered remnants of Arctic life, animal tracks imprinted on the snow. Each set a silent testament to the creatures that called this frozen realm home. They also found signs of their own past journeys, their footprints from weeks ago, now faded but still visible, serving as reminders of how far they had come. One evening, as the sky blazed with the colors of the northern lights, the dogs sought shelter from the wind in a rocky outcrop. Huddled together for warmth, they gazed up at the dancing lights, finding solace in each other's presence. In the heart of the Arctic, nestled amidst the eternal snows, the dogs made camp for the night. The vastness of the sky above them seemed to envelop their small circle of warmth and companionship. The stars twinkled like distant fires, casting their cold light upon the slumbering air. Beneath a cloak of darkness, the dogs dreamed, their minds wandering to distant lands, to memories of warmer days and the faint echo of human voices. The howling wind outside their makeshift shelter served as a lullaby, a haunting melody that underscored the solitude of their existence. As the night deepened, the temperature plummeted, turning the world into a realm of ice and shadows. The dogs shivered, pulling closer to share body heat, their breaths forming frosty clouds in the frigid air. The relentless cold pressed in on them, a constant reminder of the unforgiving environment that surrounded them. But despite the hardships, a sense of tranquility settled over the camp. The dogs, weary from their days of travel, slept soundly, their bodies curled into protective shapes. Each snore, each twitch of a paw spoke of resilience, of a will to survive in the face of Arctic's icy grip. As the first hints of dawn began to paint the eastern sky, the dogs stirred from their slumber. The night had been long and harsh, but the promise of a new day brought with it a surge of energy. They emerged from their shelter, shaking off the remnants of sleep and readying themselves for another day of survival in the frozen wilderness. The rising sun cast long, distorted shadows across the snow, creating a surreal landscape that seemed both alien and familiar. As the dogs looked out over the endless expanse of white, they knew that their journey was far from over. The Arctic had tested them, challenged their limits, and pushed them to the brink of despair. Yet they had endured. With each sunrise, they had faced the harsh reality of their existence. Confronting the biting cold, the isolating silence, and the constant struggle for survival, they had navigated treacherous ice formations, forded freezing rivers, and searched for sustenance in a land where resources were scarce. Through it all, they had relied on their instincts, their endurance, and the unbreakable bond they had forged with each other. They had witnessed the mesmerizing beauty of the northern lights dancing across the night sky, painting the frozen landscape with vibrant hues. They had seen the ethereal glow of the aurora reflected in frozen lakes, transforming them into mirrors. And in the quiet moments, they had listened to the haunting melodies of the wind as it swept across the tundra, carrying with it the scent of ice and solitude. The Arctic had stripped them bare, exposing them to the raw elements and the unforgiving terrain. It had challenged their physical and mental limits, testing their will to survive. Yet, in the face of adversity, they had found strength in each other, solace in their shared struggles, and courage in the knowledge that they were not alone in this frozen wilderness. The Arctic had demanded their resilience, their adaptability, and their tenacity. It had pushed them to adapt to the harsh conditions, to conserve energy, and to persevere through the darkest days. And as they stood there at the edge of their journey, they knew that they had changed. The Arctic had left its mark on them, shaping them into stronger, more resilient beings, forging a bond that would last a lifetime. The endless white of the Arctic landscape stretched before them, a canvas of solitude interrupted only by the distant shimmer of frozen lakes and the rugged outline of ice-jammed rivers. It was a world of hushed whispers, where the wind sang a haunting melody across the snow-covered tundra. The sky was a vast expanse of pale blue, mirroring the frozen world below, unbroken except for the occasional cry of a lonely gull wheeling overhead. As the days waned into one another, the dogs journeyed on, their paths tracing a silent narrative across the pristine snow. Each footprint a testament to their unyielding spirits. The cold was a constant companion, biting at exposed skin and seeping into the marrow. But they pressed on, their bodies attuned to the rhythms of survival, conserving energy with each measured step. The sun, a pale ghost in a leaden sky, offered little warmth, casting long, distorted shadows that danced in eerie patterns across the snow. The nights were long and star-studded, the silence broken only by the mournful call of the wind. Yet amidst the solitude, a strange sense of calm began to settle over the dogs. They moved with a quiet grace, their senses heightened, attuned to the subtlest shifts in the frozen landscape. The crunch of their paws on the snow, the sigh of the wind, the distant cry of a bird. Each sound and sensation weaving a tapestry of existence in the heart of the Arctic's embrace. Their journey became a meditation on patience, a testament to their resilience. Time, measured in the subtle changes of light and shadow, stretched into an endless expanse, broken only by the internal rhythms of their body. In this world of unending white, where the horizon blurred into infinity, they discovered a profound connection to the land, to the very essence of survival. The Arctic, in its stark beauty, had stripped away all pretense, leaving behind only the raw elements and the indomitable spirit that resided within them. As they ventured deeper into this frozen labyrinth, they seemed to become one with the snow-covered wilderness, their presence a fleeting echo in the face of eternity. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of fading light, they pressed on, their silhouettes etched against the dying day, forever bound to the Arctic's embrace. This is the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.